want to welcome you back after lunch, what do you think? So that we continue with our program. And this afternoon, brothers and sisters, we would like to introduce to you a licensed architect and new humanitarian leader who serves as the founder and director of Wilderness Gate, a registered Zambian non-governmental organization combining all the professional architectural expertise with faith-based philanthropy. He dedicates his career to community development, medical relief, and self-sufficiency initiatives across Southern Africa. Please put your hands together for Mr. Hilary H. Broad. This is him, Elder.
Thank you, and good afternoon. It's strangely, but nonetheless, we must take the time, so I will charge away. Briefly, because it's important, I think, for you to understand where this person who's standing here comes from. You've heard that I'm a Zambian by birth, a short background. My stock is first and foremost Ngoni. How many Zambians are there here? My stock is Ngoni. We go as far as Eswatini, as it's called today, and that is the one half. The other half is made up of Jewish heritage. My grandfather was a Lithuanian Jew and of Polish descent, and my other grandfather was a Welshman who became an elephant hunter in the eastern province of Zambia, and he was a tobacco farmer. So that's my general background. I am the last of 9 children, and all of us born and raised in Zambia. There was factions on the Livingstone in the eastern province, up on the Copper Belt, but generally speaking, all of us. There's 5 of us that remain, and I'm the last one. So that's basically where my heritage comes from. I've practiced as an architect for 44 years in Lusaka and in Botswana. Most of that time, I've shuttled between Gaborone and Lusaka, running a practice in Lusaka and in Gaborone. So for 44 years of those 44 years, I have been shuttling between Lusaka, Zambia, and Gaborone, Botswana. So I've been involved in a number of activities, changing later, like this designing church buildings and other things, but also carrying out some work in various sectors. And the one area that we are now heavily focused on is mission work. In fact, you could say that 75% of my time is spent doing mission work, and 25% is basically to support the mission work in my practices. Now, all our income doesn't come from the practices, but this is one of the areas that has kept us moving to the level that we are, as you will see in this presentation. But before I go there, I think it's important to consider that the last 2 days have been powerful on making money. I've not heard one person think about how you're going to use that money in the mission field. I've heard the pastors building churches and the like, but beyond that, what else is there? So, money. What you do there with that millions that I've heard being talked about here? What do you do with all that money? I can give you, but Anatino here has given a number of examples in Deuteronomy and the like, because resources will increase. The human mind has a tendency to change. Power comes from money, from the resources that one would actually as they develop from one day to the next. And you know what does what? It corrupts. It corrupts like we don't know. Now, where I'm thinking here, when we say close to 10 years, I sure the number, but close enough. I'll speak from experience. You will have what you want, but there's nothing that can beat experience. And experience rolled out there is something that one has to acquire. Also, it doesn't come in one shot. So, I look at a number of verses, and I'm just looking at Luke 10. As I listened to all the presentations, I said, wow, maybe I'm in the wrong place. Maybe I'm in the wrong place. Because it is here. Therefore, I'm looking at Luke chapter 10. Therefore, speak unto them the heart of God, and the Lutherans are few. This is true upon us, we will wipe out against you. And we talk about let's look at wilderness. I'll come back to a few more verses. Wilderness. I think it's important here for us to. Are we good to go? So, we, the organization, register as an NGO, I beg your pardon. Registered as an NGO in 2022. Mission focused. And our goal to bring about sustainable lifestyle change in vulnerable communities. Our core team, building, agriculture, communications, medicine, project management, education, and mission work. That's our team. We're putting into strategic partnerships with an international partner and two local entities, and of course we are seeking more support. The job is involved. And what we began, I will show you where we currently are. So, we were in Zambia. Zambia's 10 provinces, we are operating in 9 provinces. That is where we are throughout the country. That is an operation. We are expeditionary operation in China, even though it started work in China many years ago, but this is now slowly making a presence in Botswana. Just think about we want what you said earlier on in Zambia to be here all over in Botswana. Whenever we are capable of doing so. Our two main areas of operation are Lusaka, on the administrative basis, and we're up in an area called Kanolo. We have 90 hectares title piece of land, and this is the main road, the main arterial going up north, and then we have another 2,000 hectares on the edge of South Luangwa game park. In here, this is Kanolo on the western side of Muchinga. This is the Luangwa Valley, and that's the area they are operating in. So that's Luangwa, and that is Kanolo. It's down here. These are the views from in Muchinga Scotland. This is Kanolo, and of course, this is our general operational business right now. So, Wonders Gate have got missions, farm, and trails. Missions, farm, and trails. Under mission, this is what we are working to, a medical mission in the Muchinga Scotland. We are currently operating medical mission services. And this is primarily by vehicle, but we'll soon see people doing in terms of motorized water transport. The wellness center is being developed in the same Muchinga as Scotland, and we are working to set in rural areas. We are actually developing and clinic in an area with the southern province of Zambia. We're also into community services, and we are planning to develop a community radio station. We also have activities to do with open care and the like in a number of locations. Under the farms program, under trails, we have a wilderness. This one is being developed to offer training and survival skills, boot camps, pathfinder and guide training camps, and we've actually this quarter started tinted camp in the Basin area. We're also planning to do some nature skills training, which will involve with survival skills and the like in the very same trails area. That is our area of operation in Muchinga Scotland. What the Zimbabweans will call Eastern Highlands, we also have Muchinga Scotland out in the northeastern part of Zambia. So, before we go into the meat of what I'd like to talk about, my task here, the interesting to do is to take you through slides. I show you what we are doing. But I believe that now, here, that as a mission-focused ministry and registered NGO in Zambia, that you find the context in which we are operating and what we are doing relative to what you've been listening to for the last 2 days. So I want to take you a short tale of a Bible parable. Spirit of God writing and a practical expression of ministry in the context of our calling as Christians and as the close perspective to the Seventh-day Adventists, living in the volatile times we are in. I'm sure you'll agree that our ability to meet today is not guaranteed tomorrow. And everything that makes we must act because life is upon us cannot be overemphasized. I think to the converted. And this is what my Bible says. I'm reading from Thompson's Chain Reference. My Bible says that in 1923, the he talks about religious tokens. He only takes worldly ambition. He knew many woes unto you scribes and Pharisees, and they are pronounced in hypocrisy, righteousness and inward corruption. Matthew 24 is one of the times we're living in now. Days of tribulation ahead of us. Matthew 25, then investments. Investments. But one is fundamental. Today, we show that the Bible. The one that follows is fundamental. He talks about the parable of the sheep and the goat. And for the last 6 what's my point is the identification of Christ with believers. In other words, who his believers are. Please take time to read this. To read the story of in our own country. And in particular, which I call a combination of populations, but you're right, it's Christian service. And I keep minister reading. A book is a really scientist. Every witness should read. And this is taken from the book Ministry of Healing, page 143. Christ alone. Alone. Will you in reaching the people. The Savior knew the one who did the good. He felt sympathy to them, related their needs, and ran their confidence. Then he bade them follow me. So the reading of it, we have really to live the shadow of doubt in the last years of the future operation. And beyond that, the reflection that our journey thus far has been guided by that inspiration. Our primary partner in our mission, and we have a number of very strategic partners, has been Farm Stew International, a very excellent ASI member. And I believe after our many meetings prior to our meeting, ASI was a godsend. This program has been the most effective solution to introducing Christ to the world. I think the world, not to the marketplace, but to the world, as we might see. So, let's look at this Palm Street. This is in the context of Matthew 25, verse 40 to 46. As someone stop and listen to you about Christ, let him know his immediate and fundamental needs. Talk about his immediate and fundamental needs. Tell him know about something that can fix his problems. The change his life. And an abundant life. Our solution at Wilderness Gate has been Psalms stew. And coupled with it is meditation, and it has always been guaranteed, as you will see. So first we take you off from extreme poverty to abundant life. And when the world situation, 1.1 billion people live in extreme hunger, disease, and poverty. So first you transform to live themselves above below and eat abundant life offered by Jesus. Read John chapter 10, verse 10. This is the Psalms 2 call to action. So, beyond this now, this is what happens when we holistically people on biblical of having a Jesus, from taking themselves from disease and generating so they can help themselves. They effectively equip families with tools, and tools like that. They need to succeed. Listen to plans for growth, building savings clubs, rituals. And then we don't leave them. We continually coach them. So, when you consider this curriculum, the aim to have a positive attitude. We talked about here mindset change. But we first have to make sure that our trainers have a mindset change before anything else. So that when they get into the field, they are ready to take on the many challenges that we have trained. So this is a very important part of our training. Positive attitude. Rest, we talk about the mother and child rest. This opens the door for the coaching or training and rest. And so whenever the food in the family, we show them how to cook the delicious meal. Proper sanitation, and this is a good one. One of the most popular parts, and you take water. So we in 22 with 5 trainees and from a humble out of the field, beginning in the community. Wellness 8 and 4 have developed a network of communities in the 9 provinces, as I indicated. So today, last year, December, we were looking at 5,320 households that were impacted by this program. And 120 communities. Today, as of May 2026, we have 150 communities, 150 communities plus, and 150 is a big problem. We have 280 households. 7,280 households have heard about Christ through this program. So if a household, just math, how many numbers do you have in an African family? Do the math. 7,280 households. In here, we have 26 places, 150 volunteers, 41 trainers, 9 coordinators, and 3 regional coordinators. And the number of households, and explain what that means, is 860. And in there, we have 272 savings and loan associations. This law is a powerful tool under the E for enterprise. So, this is a sustaining problem. And with all this program service, we see amazing changes that come out of communities. Because we have hundreds of testimonies of people's lives. One was a total and absolute drunkard, waste of time in his family, going home, teaching his wife, and his wife found this program and realized that we need to take all of this. She started growing her own business. Very nice children. She starts learning and husband wonder what is going on in his own home. His wife is not asking for money. She needs normal complaining and she's getting on with life and he starts to approve of the fact that but in all of this, New Testament, there are hundreds of them, of men whose changed his wife away and children because of drunkenness. And then he knows about the truth. And some people might be like, this is not taking me anyway. Changing his life, start a program that helps others. And the next thing you know, he's found in the back, and they are talking about Bible studies. Community as a potential church. This is our plan. In there, those households, these communities, that we see as a potential church. We could now, I counted on my fingers count the number of small church branches that have started in areas where these communities have developed. And all I can tell you right now is that when has happened, we are going much further than we have even realized. So here we are. International, our primary partner. We are also working with Ebenezer, Medical Mission, and the Trinity. I believe I've been to Botswana before. Right? So this is our primary partners. This is the one that we're working very closely with on the medical mission work that we are doing. So here we are transforming urban and rural communities in the urban context. This is what one of the squat areas and shanty or primary areas, as we call them, looks like. These are trained planters. This is us running or working in an orphanage area. Of course, in the urban areas, there is different land. So we can how to have self-gardens. So we see people with their gardens doing very well. And they're able to sell and make that extra money that they have to keep doing. This is the urban community impacted. We have to treat washable sanitary pads. And currently the program is quite vigorous. Last year we distributed over 5,000 washable sanitary pads, and we also distributed girls' panties between the age of 11 and 15 years old. We have a program here called Freedom from Shame. We'll talk about that as we go on. This is a whole session where we train on organic gardening, and you can see a nicely mulched garden here. This has been taught how to prepare, how to transplant, and as you can see there's a lot of activity. So these are these vigorous communities doing very well. And we to make milk out of soybeans, how to make soybeans and how to make meals out of the leaf of soy. Then there are situations in sanitation, the impact of these school girls, because once they get the monthly certificate, they are not going to school. And this year, the children are able to continue, the girls is able to come out of that cycle of remaining behind, especially in the rural areas. There's one area in the southern province, I won't mention where because this is one area that is famous for polygamy. Girls see a as chattel, you know the term chattel? Disposable income. And so that poor child is discouraged from going to school. Because all that grandfather can see is chattel from this one child. So when we moved into one area, we had a struggle on a medical mission trip. With the men of that community, not the women, but the men. Because as we were distributing what's the center plans after the medical mission program, there was a bit of uproar in one location. This location is called in the southern province. I was about to mention the name. But that area distributed this one to the center plans. You can see the medical team here. And they were getting some menstrual hygiene training there. And then they were doing the work for sanitary pads with the mothers really in full support. Very interesting. Here we provide safe and you can see the story standards in rural areas and we take boreholes, hand it over to communities. But now, by the grace of God, Wilderness Gate has its own borehole drilling machine thanks to our international partner. So we are able to drill water as well, the test license, and we're going to be doing actually this coming week in our first borehole that we're going to drill in a rural location. This is in the front. You can see the training, we're training what you understand the person, how to make a tippy tap. This is a household that is gained from enterprise, meaning that they took working seriously, they planted, they sold, they each and also they work in their house and the resources that have come out of that. Before we enter into the community, we do this called a baseline study. So you must go in, understand what they're dealing with. What's the situation with that family? We don't go in and support without understanding what it is that they need. That basically helps us now to follow up. Understand that follow-up is important because I hear of many factors, but I do it well. What the follow-up is in terms of those that have remained in the church. Here, our intention is to make sure we keep an eye on the community, we work with them, as I said, we coach and we move with them. This is meant for making enterprising practice. Sewing machines, provided sewing machines. There was an earlier slide where one lady actually does quite a bit of the sewing. This is one lady harvesting from a sack. This is her child, carrots, which are about one. This is what we are getting in a lot of the places in the city. We have a program working with the blind and handicapped in the flat. This is to get off the street, to Britain, we introduce them to a program of which is supported by us, of how to get blind and handicapped with one of the trainers. This is a handicapped man with the one leg. Others here, all these are blind. All these. And basically come to pick up the harvest and continue with the programs that we have. We provide school tires, this is dehydrated tomatoes, dehydrated mangoes, and of course a pea program, which is now very, very effective in one of several communities that we've begun this program. The big thing is that we're currently looking at we currently have 200 beehives in one community, and this is what it's doing. We are producing close to 2 tons of raw honey from one community that has 200 beehives in one harvest. So we're having 2 harvests per year, and we have 4 tons of raw honey that we were going to process. And earlier on, I said yesterday, we had some honey on display there. This is coming from this community. In our team, we've got planters and trainers who are carpenters, so we don't need to go far. We make the house, we make a complete thing, and we're looking to get a whole package. So we want to do all of this and be able to not only provide for our communities, but at the same time also to generate income for the mission work. That is a very happy community, receiving the reward from the harvest, and they were given the beehives to sustain their lives. Now, the key project. Last year, June, we trained 8 planters. This year, we're looking to train some more. But over 8, we have 1 planter who persevered. Why I'm telling you this is because we had a similar experience in Zambia. You're talking, and then suddenly they realize that it's too much work. So we can set a community, organize it, and all of it. We expect you to meet the community once a week. Once a week. We think that in Zambia, as we discovered here, that you realize that it's easier to talk. Christ talks about religious talkers, but he also talks about talkers. Those who do not do, they listen and you say we will do, but they do not. We are the same experience that way. So you understand, this year we trained a batch and we're noticing a change. When they realize that mission work is not for boys and girls, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the seriousness of doing mission work. So yes, you can say make the money that you need to make. Get a mission field is another story. I think a mission. I read Luke. He said, go. He didn't say wait for something to make it happen. He said, go. Take it. It's a challenge for many people. Someone later will tell you that what is a good thing? What is what do you need that is seen in action in the midst? One young lady, she's at the bottom, is doing a tremendous job in a settlement in the north of area called Fiji. Now, I'm saying this because this is commendable. You're going into a community that is used to receiving. I don't know about Zimbabwe, I don't know about Angola, I don't know about South Africa, but in Zambia, like it So when you go into there and you say, help me, let's go to self-reliant. They look at you and say, are you crazy? You can wait. So we're looking at the economy of the world are shrinking. So it's not easy to get that the government was giving you before. So what we find is, God's timing is amazing. Right? So it's community and everybody start making up gardens. This one, here, right? She doesn't make, said, okay, let me tell you how to do it. She starts off, starts making gardens, okay? Planting, and here is a Mana Mokolo. Mana Mokolo is an older man who looked and said, you know what, I'm going to sell this. When you go to see his garden, which this group is standing in front of here, he has got a village cooking. You know, maybe there's something in this. Right? So here he's showing the town and everything. They've never known about eggplant before. And he says, nothing else. Even the meeting cannot compare to the taste of this one here. I wish I could speak Setswana the way he spoke. And those who are here would understand what this man was saying. But anyway, that now, 9 hectares, 49 potential farmers. And that has resulted now in people asking to be trained. So what do we do? The gym is starting in the same area. It's Pasaro Common here. And when I talk about the baseline study, we check for malnutrition. And we use NUAC. It's a tape method that you use for checking the unweight of a child. Right? And when it gets into the red, you know that there's serious malnutrition here. Now, when you show them, so you know what happened to them. Oh, here. You don't even need to use a tape. You could see that each one of these children here is malnourished. There's alcohol abused like nobody's business. In this settlement, every other house is a shabin. So it's its own, just this settlement. And this is the one that we want to take now to another level. Because we've now agreed that we can start working with. That is the house, and anyway, a long story on this one. So I wonder, how do we work to keep this meeting going? We have an international partner. Sooner or later, the funds will dry up. Sooner or later. And so we have the agro-forestry project at the Koni village. The beekeeping I mentioned, our target is 4,000 hives. Building training, and then an interlocking block technology called Abatera. 2 machines coming in, and the rest is going to build construction. So, the village here, this is basically into operation. And with our community work, we are working with Bond Work Rehabilitation Center in Lesotho. Now, this is a very interesting one. But I just need to run through this here so that you can understand the importance of mission work. We call to assist a Catholic man that has retired with our orphanage. And we say, yeah, sure, we can do that. Go to her, introduce to her the forestry program, and she develops a garden. This is the best orphanage. Now, to that, we in some most copies of 50 for 600 children. What came after that is that she was now to help develop. the advanced education program and the skills training school. In that program, this is the one in Lusaka, but I want to take you to the one for Chibinde. So this is the children, this is the hope of things, that is really important to the second thing, and that is what we are looking to develop. Schooling, approaching with agriculture, housing in there. This is what she said to me. I said, sister, don't mention the name. I said, how are we going to work together? We are in different parts of the So after getting a number of lessons and the like, everything there, she doesn't wear that. She said, I have to follow the commandment. How overjoyed we were when we realized that children potential on a interest education. Here's the one that we come out with. This is the double-edged vulnerable children. Boys, girls, in all of this. Right? These are verses that we are working on for mission work. So planning, Habani, they're being worked on right now. This is what we're going to use for the mission work. We actually have this trailer when we go out on a mission trip. We do dental, eye, and medical mission work. These are challenges that you can mission work. Our trainers out there, I showed you the master planters and trainers have to cover some serious terrain, often of truth. And this is of terrain that so when you think that mission work is not for the wholehearted, not for boys and girls, we need to be serious about what we are interested in doing. Let's be more organ altogether. So one of the very ambitious programs that we're looking at right now is the Medical Mission Pontoon. And this is the area of province. That's the population, almost 30,000, 3,800 square meters. And you've got thousands of in fishing camps with no facilities at all. So we need to develop, this is the scenario that we work, a fishing camp. We want to develop a pontoon clinic. And that's just a general arrangement for the pontoon. 3 clinics with accommodation on the top. That's what it looks like in the section. And in the perspective, this is what we are planning for the Lunga wetlands area. In order to forestry and to do the medical mission at one go. This is our total cost, $188,000. We are fundraising, that's the process of land and the presentations for 1 year, but we're looking at the agro-forestry project and all the other things to sustain the operations of this. Yeah, it would be hard for me to walk away from this. We are members of the Outpost Centers International. Outpost Centers International. I just need 5 minutes, please, to just show this video, 2 minutes a bit, so that you can see. I hope your tech team can work with me there, because I will end after this. So we remember the Open Centers International. And how many people know OCI? OCI. How many people know about OCI? If you let go into ministry, OCI is the solution. To know how to do it, of knowing how to start a ministry, what you want to do about, and the like, OCI is the solution. So if you can just indulge me here, please. I will just show this because I think it's very important for me to be able to see what is involved in starting a ministry. So here we are. Can we go? Volume. Let's see. What? I'm just going to show you one more quick. Have you heard of Weimar University? And heard of Weimar? Just raise your hands, please. Auto centers member. And in the corner, I represent OCI as a regional director. The regional director is in Zimbabwe, there's one in South Africa, there's one in Malawi. We have the regional directors from Angola, we have the entire country. But as I said, the ministry, you know how to fix the ministry, good no answer. You see money that you make the money with.
Take your candle, go light your way.
Yeah. Then, excuse me, an entering way to set up your ministry. It provides support in so many ways, partly financial, depending on your level of ministry, but more importantly, resources that you need to understand what it takes to set up a ministry. So in the Bible we have two, and I'm proud to say that in the Canada Lifestyle Ministry, is a wellness ministry that is hosting regularly in this training week for medical evangelism training. The level that you can go to in terms of your ministries. Heard of unmarried servants? Unmarried servants? Okay, that's full of women. Anyone ready? Okay. So that's another way that has been set up. So here we have opportunities. And I said at the beginning, maybe I'm going to upset the tables a little bit here. Because what I read from Luke 10 tells me clearly that he did not say that you need to make a huge fortune before you step out and start working. It says, go. I said, go. And start to work. My own testimony, 2 minutes. My own personal testimony. I have seen the Lord open doors that been gracious. But when you look at the support of miracles shown there, is nothing compared to the work that has been done. For 7,000 people, the first time in Zambia, at the potential of becoming 150 churches. Not just one, but one that can be retained and followed up on. So I'm thankful to the Lord. He is not dependent on the round of, at my age, what do I need a huge force? As 65% of my time is a missing one. 25% I do my bits and pieces of architecture. This is my little kiosk, my content bar, which I operate from in Lusaka and in Uganda. Keep going. Make the money, make the money. That money, take it to the mission field and start working. God bless you.
So getting over an hour, as you would expect, there should be a little bit of some corruption here and there. Usually, from here you get more time. So thank you. I invite the podium, our new elected president of the ASI, to come and speak to us. A round of applause for the that's what we talk about the objectives or the ways to all that is on our Thank you. We are going to discuss from different but on the panel to assist me is usual, our Vice President. I'm happy with the question. As usual, stating my new Vice President. That is my Vice President for the Union. That I need to do. He with me. So, I'll ask my thanks. I'll ask you to study and I will do we want to discuss this going forward years and also I think we can raised for the past year or so. Some have started down, and we agreed that I think we need two countries that we can take this on. Anyone who doesn't, I think that's anyone who does not come from Zimbabwe, okay? Mauritius, Mauritius, no, I'm asking you to write. Yes, ma'am. Okay, I need another country. I thought Portugal is easy for you to we're coming from Zimbabwe, is it? No, I don't want anyone in Zimbabwe. Okay. Let me take the countries to make them free. Because there are 15 countries in the you want to go. Okay. Just they're not in the court. It will be that we don't want to go. But look, yeah, thank you, thank you, Commission. Um, we went to Zambia, then Malawi. Now we are in about. Okay, I'm chairing. Thank you. The small committees, can you discuss for the next 10 minutes and give you discuss? No, no, we're talking about countries. We'll get into the details. Thank you, Mr. Siagachana. I'll ask you Elder Tunduli to come up front and explain the reason why we do it. And after that, the reason why, yeah, you can go ahead, Mr. President. In our school, when we came from St. Charles, we agreed that we were going to do three countries: India, Angola, then Malawi. The challenges of leadership, I should insist, in Angola. We failed to have a common ground. What happened is the venues that we want, we have a few. So normally we say, and look for us, and people are not looking. And the venues that we got, the two unions in Angola, they are themselves. And let's take those minutes. We can't postpone this convention. Let's take it to a country that is viable, is flexible, and that was the two problems. Well, the things can't I know it was too late for us to solve the problems. So we could get to options to move around. Mr. Former President. Madam, to tell us what is our which we need to take note of. It's expensive. Anything which is it's not also unless we chapter play from God, which is not possible. We can chapter play. So, if we just organize, our biggest challenge is in all chapters. Is we need to do our things the last week. And that is the first law that a week to go, getting over and close to us. Also need to change our behavior of business. But when we are doing that, we need to change something. That's what we are doing in the state of union. If we organize a meeting, non-refundable things that if you register, that the numbers before, then people are going to attend. It's not difficult to organize that. You start looking in the last and paying your money on Friday. You not fair. So, we need to get organized. That's what we propose. So, you and that means you lose. The other countries except Zimbabwe. Just say we should go. Very fast. In fact, we are going to contribute to other countries go to Zimbabwe. They are only, just one, but they are saying, those they are saying, what we are going to do, I think we will go to, don't worry for, we will go to Mauritius, and next 2028, we are going to border. Are you with son? Okay. We need to recognize well, both very well outside we have agreed we are going to so we are going to Mauritius, and we also want to come up with a strategy. So it becomes easy for the organizers. And we come up with a date, we tweak. So we are going to Mauritius, and the second week of May, we move the this is a provisional date. 24. Alternative day. It's in my English. Thank you. We'll make sure we sort that one out again with these dates. So, what I type, we are going to 25 minutes to finish. We have another, we close about in that the guitar is 5. So, in the next minutes, we should be done with our program, with everything. After the program, to come and to the structures of the going to be short so that the president is going to entertain our concerns when yes. The structures is not so without structure, you what we have done here, it's like we now have a structure. Okay, SI and the structures at SID will not achieve don't have structures in them, which means what we have at SID in terms of leadership has to be taken into our unions in our division and then attached to it. Which means we need to have the president of ASI in Southern Zambia Union Conference, Northern Zambia Union Conference, Malawi, all our conferences. We need presidents. The vice, we also and then the directors, just like we have to in our unions. But you will also notice if structures at union level, without structures in the conference, we will still not have any time. So we also need to have structures in the conference. Are we getting the point? When you know that our machine is old, El Pondongwe will be having 14 of his counterparts in the union. I'll give the example of our IT president. There are 13 of his counterparts in the union and the attached. So it is easy for him to say, President, this is a meeting. But I know it's a meeting. The structures are we getting the point? Yeah. So, we have to open. cannot operate in any other way. The way the members, to the members reside in the division, they are not in the union office. Where are the members? So if we want to start in ASI, let us make sure we have structures that run up to the conference. Once we do that, where we have membership, it's now easy. Mrs. Marange, who is driving membership, she only drives the directors for membership down the lines. She has meetings with those, they set their strategy on how they are going to drive membership. Once you get back to these 13 are hated, that's their constituents, then those ones go to and they do their work. Then membership will be there. Are we getting the point? Once we do that, my brothers and my sisters, this machine called ASI can do right for the master. If we are not organized, it will appear ASI is about conference. Not about conventions, it's about mission. Are we getting the point? Let me try to show how this thing works. I'll use Zimbabwe as an example. Let's see those that are coming from the union, the leaders from the union. In the union, not the conference, I mean the directors. So, from the union. And the vice pastor, chief, is the executive secretary. I mean, Pastor Christo, sorry, I'm taking you back to the conference. He is the student director. And ASI at union level, he is the person. Are we getting the point? He works with the president of ASI at union level. And then, let me come to the conference. The conference, those from the conference. I mean leaders, right? They are from the conference, they are leaders. Elder Makore is the president of the Central Conference ASI. And I mean Northwest. And then Elder Gonga is the president of the Zimbabwe Conference ASI. You see how this can be strengthened. The president is there, the president is there, the president is there. When I ask the pastor so to stand up, to have the stewardship director in the conferences, yes, union. There's Pastor Mpofu from the west. Is Pastor around? Probably he's out. Pastor Maparada is also around. So there's Pastor Maparada from the northwest, and there is Pastor Gavi from the central. So you can really how the thing works, right? Let's see delegates from chapters. Delegates from chapters. This works. If chapters are there, these delegates may actually, if you ask them, did the union president of ASI mobilize any of you to come for the meeting? Who mobilized you? The chapter president. Yeah. So, if you want a chapter, thank you. Thank you. So, how ASI will do projects. Projects are not done here. They are integrated in structures, in conferences. Are we getting the point? So we are saying, let's do the thing. And if you want to be successful as a let's just work independent of that thing. You will not win the game. So is here. Campofu is here. Pastor Gali, Pastor Maparanga. That way, the church says, this is our thing. We will get their support. But if we want to be independent, they will say they want to run away with the church. You will never get.